Hi, I'm Johnny, this is Johnny Likes, and today I'm doing another movie from my I Finally Watched That playlist, which is just a bunch of random movies that I've been meaning to watch for a while. I was looking forward to this one because I've quite enjoyed both of the director Ari Aster's previous films. Today, I'm talking about Beau is Afraid.
You tell him, Johnny. You tell the world.
Joaquin Phoenix plays Beau, a neurotic loner who is supposed to visit his mother on the anniversary of his father's death. But things don't go quite as planned, and he instead finds himself on a weird-ass journey of self-discovery, or something like that. I went into this one cold, no reviews, no trailers. I was a big enough fan of Hereditary and Midsommar to just trust that this is Ari Aster's new film was all the information I needed in order to see it. Some filmmakers are like that for me, and Ari Aster just happens to be one. Stuff I liked about the movie. Excellent performances. Joaquin Phoenix is great, he carries the film. He's on screen like 95% of the time, and he's a very good actor and a pleasure to watch. The other cast in this also is bringing their A-game. So great performances all around. Watching the weirdness unfold. The whole movie has a surreal quality to it, where you're constantly wondering if anything going on screen is actually happening. It just goes from one pleasantly odd scene to the next. And it is a great tone to achieve, especially for this type of movie. Theorizing where it's all headed. Is there going to be an M. Night Shyamalan-style twist that brings it all together at the end? Or is it going to be open to interpretation? Is that brown recluse spider actually going to come and play later in the movie? Or is it more of a symbolic nature, or a straight-up red herring? The uncertainty of where anything is going to go at any given point, which is a great quality for any movie to have, is a huge part of what makes this film enjoyable. I'll give the film credit for being as sprawling as it is, it actually does seem to tie everything up together pretty well at the end. And I'll give you my spoiler take on what I thought was going on in the film at the end of the review. Stuff I didn't like. The length. The movie is 3 hours long and it feels it. Time at no point is flying by. I did find it to be kind of a paradox though, because it was boring, yet it almost always held my attention. I was never super invested in what was happening to Beau, or even in Beau, but I also couldn't really look away, just because of the oddness of the events. No, I don't mind slow-paced movies or long runtimes, if they're warranted, if it pays off. But come on, 3 hours is a bit much. I didn't feel that the length was warranted for the movie that we ended up getting. I think they could have made a better, tighter movie had they trimmed down a couple sections. Namely the part where Beau is staying at the house for a while, and the section in the woods, which is the one part of the movie where I found myself to be not quite fully engaged. The mystery and symbolism didn't engage me as much as I would have liked. This is the type of film where normally I would be thinking about it randomly for months on end. Little scenes or moments of dialogue would just pop into my head, going about my daily life. Unfortunately, this isn't one of those times. I have little to no desire to try and figure out the narrative, to determine what exactly happened, or even if there is an exactly what happened, and I just haven't found myself thinking about it that much. Summary and rating. I didn't really like this movie. It didn't quite click with me. But I do appreciate that it was made. I love that there are still big, ambitious films made for adults out there that not everyone is going to like or even get. And it reminded me of a couple other films and directors, specifically Richard Kelly's post-Donnie Darko works, The Box and Southland Tales, along with David Robert Mitchell's follow-up to It Follows, Under the Silver Lake. Along with Ari Aster, these directors fit into the same box in my head when I categorize them. All are writer-directors who had heavily stylized, successful indie films, who went on to try something pretty risky for their follow-ups to varying degrees of success. All of these works also seem to be at least partially inspired by David Lynch's Mulholland Drive. I'm going to rate this one a 3 out of 5. I'm going to cautiously recommend it, even though I didn't care for it all that much. I could see it clicking with someone pretty hard. So maybe give it a chance if the prospect of a fairly slow-moving, off-kilter, surreal drama that's 3 hours long and stars Joaquin Phoenix from a writer-director known for making some of the most intense drama horrors from the last 10 years is something that piques your interest. Okay, so let's take a moment to cross this off my watch list before we head to Spoiler Town. And... oh, another one's off the list. So spoilers. So I think that we are seeing degrees of reality through Beau's eyes. I think most of the events in the film do happen in some shape or form, but they are filtered through Beau, so we see his reality, which might not match up with a sane observer's account of the same events. I also think that some of the stuff in the movie doesn't actually take place, like the section in the woods. I'm pretty sure that's all a dream or hallucination after he gets bonked on the head. It would also make sense to me that Beau is the one who dies while having sex, not the girl. And the rest of the film is his brain dying and his entrance into the afterlife, or lack thereof. Feel free to agree or disagree in the comments, but I do ask that if you're doing spoilers, to use spoiler tags for, any random person out there who hasn't seen the film and happens to be reading the comment section of a very minor YouTuber's video. So that's my take on Beau is Afraid. Didn't really care for it, still looking forward to Ari Aster's next stuff. While you're here, if you liked the video, hit the like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. It's quick, it's free, it's relatively painless, plus it helps me out. Thanks for watching me talk about movies for a little bit, and you can tune in next time to see what else Johnny likes.